What is your name, please?
My name is Barbara Thomas.
Okay, I see it on your chest here. So who are all those people all the way down on your chest here?
These are the names of the people I'm researching, the family names. The P behind the name stands for my paternal side. The M behind the name stands for my maternal side. And those without any designation are on my husband's side.
Okay, now you're from where?
I'm from California, Ventura, California.
Okay. Now, how long have you been doing this?
About 15 years.
And what got you started?
I wanted to know more about my grandfather. My grandfather married my grandmother, who was 25 years his junior. So he died at an early age.
We got to go sometime. I read somebody said that's the best way to get to heaven, but...
Well, yeah. So, and he happened to die before my mother met my father. So I knew nothing about this man at all. And my grandmother, unfortunately, died of cancer when she was like 55. So I knew nothing about her husband, whether he had siblings, where he was born, nothing at all. And so I had an urge to find out more about this man that I had never met.
Have you been successful thus far in finding out more about him?
I found out a little bit about him. I know that he was in the service during the Spanish-American War. And I know that he was in Seattle when he met my grandmother. I found him on the 1920 census. I found him on the 1930 census when they were no longer married. Grandmother didn't like some of his ways. He had a wandering eye, so I've been told. I know he's buried in Seattle in the soldiers and sailors, in the Spanish-American veterans portion of Washatelli Cemetery. So I've got that. I do have his medical records from the Spanish-American War. So I'm finding out more about him, but it was the need to find out about him that led me to look and research more of my family. So my mother's parents weren't born in this country.
Where were they from?
They were born in British Guiana, now called Guyana, on the eastern coast of South America. And they lived there and in Barbados and in Nassau and Panama and immigrated to this country in 1917.
So have you had a automatic international flair to your intellect? I mean, have those kind of things come easy for you?
I don't know about international. I'm interested in it, yes. My grandmother and my grandfather, my grandmother more than my grandfather, told me about her growing up life in Barbados and traveling between Barbados and Panama. I've learned more about the country and the country life there. I went to Barbados, researched records there, to find out more about her parents, and came back with certificates and birth certificate documenting my research. So that's been fun.
While you were there, was it difficult for you to get used to the customs and the way they live their lives?
No. Americans are widely traveled and are accepted some places more readily than others. But the people in Barbados were very outgoing and friendly. So I had a good time while I was there.
So tell me about this. This is a dress, or is this a big dashiki?
It's called an African attire. It's a big dashiki in essence. It's one of the more simplistic ones. But it's with the African patterns, the material. And we wear it whenever you feel the need to be a part of your heritage. So wear it often.
You know, aside from your grandfather and knowing him and everything, or finding out about him, what is it about knowing your heritage that a lot of people who don't know their heritage don't understand about why it's important to know your heritage?
There are a lot of things you can learn. Certain traits, whether you know it or not, are passed down. There's certain walks, there's certain way people hold their heads. There are medical issues that you may have. Knowing your heritage will tell you more about that. Why you may be prone to have certain medical issues, or why someone may be smarter than the others, or prone to be directed in one direction toward their lives and training. A lot of that has to do with your bringing up and outside influences, but a lot of it is fair to him. What comes naturally? What do your parents do? Maybe that's why you like doing certain things also.
So, just from listening to you, it seems like that you've learned an equal amount from in the book research or on the screen research and physical replacement, putting yourself there.
I've delved into records looking to see what my forebears did, how they earned their living, what made them tick. My grandparents, my mother's side, traveled to the United States. One worked in many areas. My grandfather was a butcher in Panama Canal. He worked in the canal zone. He came to this country, couldn't earn a living as a butcher, so he learned his living a different way. But he was enterprising. So you find out what makes them tick, what makes them become a family unit. And I'm blessed to have a family that's very tight, very close.
Okay, so last question. So why was it important for you to join this organization as opposed to you just going out here and doing your research on your own, being by yourself?
There are a lot of times that you encounter what we call brick walls. You can't get past a certain stage, and getting into a group, there are others that can say, well, have you tried A, or have you tried C, or have you tried F? And a lot of times you can get assistance and help in guiding you to try different things and to break those brick walls.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.